This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Tuesday, June 13th, 2023. I'm Alex Brown. A more than $3 billion electric vehicle battery cell plant is coming to St. Joseph County. General Motors and South Korea-based Samsung SDI announced today they have selected a 656-acre site in New Carlisle to build the 2.5 million square foot plant and create 1,700 manufacturing jobs. Construction on the plant is expected to begin within the next year, and production could get underway in 2026. Carl Baxmeyer, president of the St. Joseph County Board of Commissioners, said the project is the largest single investment and job commitment in the county in the last 75 years. Hammond Academy of Science and Technology has received a gift of land from Mishawaka-based Franciscan Alliance. Outgoing principal Sean Egan said having the property will usher in a new era for the school.
This was the first wave of the next big hope of expansion. It's only 13 years old. I've been there for 13 years. So now we're academically strong. We've got staffing. We're financially strong.
While it's still early in the process, Egan said potential uses for the land could include new sports facilities or fields, academic facilities, theater space, or technical career vocational education. Netherlands-based New Cold, an advanced cold storage logistics company, is planning a $150 million expansion of its 380,000 square foot facility at Lebanon Business Park. The expanded facility, set for completion next summer, would be the largest automated cold storage building in the country, according to the company. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
For 25 years, we've had the honor of telling the story of Indiana business. More than 1,300 shows, 8,000 interviews. We've traveled from Valparaiso to Versailles, Fort Wayne to Fort Branch, and everywhere in between. And we are just getting started. Our team is passionate about Indiana business because your story is worth telling. Join us every week as we travel the state to bring you Indiana's story. Inside Indiana Business, 25 years and counting.
Officials in Evansville are hoping to breathe new life into a nearly century-old building in the city's downtown. Indiana Landmarks placed the 10-story Holman Building, which has sat vacant for several years, on its 2022 10 Most Endangered list. But Evansville Department of Metropolitan Development Executive Director Kelly Kors said the building is primed for redevelopment.
There's only a handful of Art Deco that still stands in Evansville that were all built in the 1920s. I think the fact that the building is still in relatively good shape and it has retained its classic look both inside and out, I think make it ideal for development.
Kors said there has been some interest from hotel developers regarding turning the building into a 1920s themed boutique hotel, but no movement on that effort has been made. New Hampshire-based Proterial Cable America is providing more information on its decision to lay off 109 employees in New Albany. The manufacturer told IIB today it is ending production in Indiana and expanding its manufacturing operations in Mexico. The company said the relocation is part of a strategic plan to streamline production processes, reduce costs, and improve competitiveness in the global marketplace. The decision was driven by several factors, including what the company called unprecedented challenges caused by the pandemic that led to global supply chain disruptions. The affected employees will be let go in waves beginning November 17th, and the company said it will provide job placement assistance and severance packages. The assistant plant director for General Motors' Fort Wayne assembly facility says the automaker's planned $632 million investment speaks volumes to the future and the confidence that the company has in the plant. GM said Monday the investment will support the production of next-generation internal combustion engine trucks. Cherry Weiland said the announcement brought a sense of relief for many of the plant's 4,000 workers.
General Motors, over the past few years since our bankruptcy, we've closed a few facilities, and we have several team members that work here that have been with General Motors for several years, but not always at Fort Wayne because of that. And knowing that we have a bright future here and for many years to come really put a lot of relief in the minds of a lot of our team members.
Weiland said they rolled the 10 millionth vehicle off the line just last week at the 4.6 million square foot plant, which produces about 1,300 trucks daily. The city of Valparaiso may have another legal option when it comes to an unfinished medical building. Lakeshore Public Radio's Michael Gallenberger reports.
Work on 1425 Glendale largely ground to a halt in 2021 as the developer stopped paying its contractors. A potential sale has been held up by an ongoing legal battle. over an unrecorded covenant that would prohibit the property from being used for many medical purposes. But Building Department Attorney Alfredo Estrada says there is a state statute that would let the city auction the property if it's deemed unsafe and abandoned.
It also states that encumbrances, except for easements, are not acknowledged in this act in the auction. So it's our thought and our interpretation of the law as it is now that the hospital's unrecorded covenant would be irrelevant during that process.
Last week, the Valparaiso Board of Works agreed to continue discussing the matter in July. For Lakeshore News, I'm Michael Gallenberger.
Media personality Carlos Diaz is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.